Master. There is a part of me that laments that there was a time where I had this game in the box with the manual. However, I sold it, as my logic at the time was, why in the world would I want to just sit on one game when I can turn it in for store credit and get multiple games with it? And, well, I will admit I do kind of have a love-hate relationship with this game. There are fun sections, but I swear, the boss fight in, I'm going to say level 5, that's my breaking point. If I'm able to beat it, then I beat the rest of the game, with the exception of the final boss, no problem. If I don't, then that's it. And on top of that, this is one of those games that has to be beaten in one sitting. And I'd say about the average playtime would maybe be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you wanted to get everything in this game, that would probably be about 2.5 to 3 hours. But the controls are fun, and another thing that Sunsoft is well known for is awesome music. Let's jump into this. Here we go. Well, time for the story. Kid is a pet frog. Frog escapes. Goes out into the yard where they have radioactive isotopes. Frog goes to an immense size and jumps down a giant hole that it burrowed. Boy pursues, only to find this fantastic tank as well as armor. Yeah, I forget which it was, if it was either John Carmack or John Romero that was just like, story's not really all that important. But, let's jump into this. Now what Sunsoft is probably most well known for is the music. I would love to hear somebody do like a metal cover of this. Either that or just with like, I don't know, electric guitars, heavy drums, stuff like that. I feel like there's kind of like a rock and roll soul to this. Not so much like the Twisted Metal series is, but there's definitely something there. So, it's been a long time since I last played this game. Let's see how much of it I actually remember. Okay, can we go this way? Yes. You always gotta love how you have, let's see, so your health bar is prisoners of war, and your special is a high occupancy vehicle. It went the wrong way. No! It's annoying being under the water. It's easier to just swim. The main thing to keep in mind is that the person as well as the tank has 2 different health bars. So if one takes damage, the other will not be able to collect health for it. I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing in all honesty. Yeah, at least I was able to recover that much. It's kind of the annoying thing is that the gunner is strictly right-handed. So, there are certain things you're not able to hit by the way. It's all about perspective, I guess. Okay, let's see if I can do this right. So you just bypass the walls by walking this way. Yeah, I got part of the gun meter. So if you're, really, I guess intrepid would be the right word, I guess. You can actually fill up the gun meter, and instead of just having a standard pea shooter, you can actually upgrade quite a fair bit. The only problem is, much like growing your hair out, there is kind of that awkward stage in the middle where it just kind of curls all over the place without any direction. At least that's my experience. I'm not really sure if that's everybody's experience with growing their hair out. But that's definitely the experience of this game. Go for the grenades! Which thankfully you can fire the grenades just as fast as you can fire the gun. It just begs the question, what was in that tank? And these missiles will come up later. They're actually power-ups for the tank. Which, if I remember, the tank has a name. Sophia the Third. Either that or I'm getting it mixed up with this Disney show. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. Don't want to take too much damage. There we go. So every time you defeat a boss, you get an upgrade to the tank. This one upgrades the gun. Let's see if I... Oh, it doesn't refill your health. Ooh. Well, if nothing else, you do get a refill of health when you actually get into the tank. But of course, there is no way to top off the health of the tank unless you just pick the power-ups. So, see how low my health is? Jump in here. Good to go. And see how my projectile looks a little different. Oh. Controls are pretty good, but sometimes the jumping is kind of hard to control. Now, if I remember correctly, I want to go this way. Yeah, it's a pretty difficult jump. Now, the entrance to Area 2 is behind this thing. The regular shots have no effects, so that's why I need the upgrade. This way to Area 2, probably the one I hate the most in this game. This is because of the worms. Just like with the lap things. Unless it's gummy worms, or earthworms, worms are just not a fun time. Of course, I guess it's just kind of fresh in my mind because I was watching a little something talking about parasitic worms, which is just nightmare fuel to me. And the less I talk about that, the better for all of us, I think. We don't want to go this way. Just gotta watch out for the bees. And the thing I like about these is if you listen closely, you can actually hear them flapping their wings. It's subtle. So watch out for the kamikaze eyeball, I guess. I'm sure there's names for them in the manual, but I do not have the manual anymore. It's one of those things I kind of regret, as I did actually have this game in the box with the manual, but I turned it in to buy some other games, actually, because such things are quite valuable. Probably the closest I ever got to gambling is I would just kind of pick things up and see how much I could pick them up for store credit. It was always kind of like a bizarre form of renting. Kind of a pity I really can't do that so well anymore, but I guess that's just kind of life in general. You can't always have a fun time, it has to end eventually. Quite a downer, isn't it? Oh, not another bird! Get away! There we go. I think this is where I want to go. Yeah, this is it. Just kind of doing this from memorization. The first few levels, I think anybody plays in this game they have memorized. Oh, and you know how I was talking about the gun? So, when you're a person, it's only right-handed, but when you're the tank, there's certain things that go over. But when you jump out, you can get things on the ground on it. But you gotta be careful, because your person is not very sturdy. So, for instance, the tank would be able to take abuse in the lava there, but but you would die pretty quickly. I think this is where I want to go. Nope. This way. Another skull. Gotta watch out for those projectiles, because what they drop will take a lot of damage to the tank, and I think it'd be an insta-kill as a person. As you probably wager, the person has a lot less armor than the tank. Oh yeah, this way. I was just like, what am I doing? This is it. I remember it now. It's all really just muscle memory in all honesty. But if anybody that has attempted to play this game has, well, put some major time into it, I'm sure they have the first few levels basically memorized. Yeah. Because it's kind of a continual thing. There's no save system, there's no password or anything. You gotta beat the whole thing in one go. So as such, the first few levels you basically have memorized inside and out. Do it right, you can actually do it in one jump. Almost. One more time. There we go. This is me showing off. Gotta work past the Corinthian pillars to get this way. Now there's a fair bit of a trick to defeat the boss in this level, which I am not ashamed to admit that's the only way I've ever known to beat this boss. This way to live. Yeah. Get the gun. Now from what I remember, you basically have to get the gun to about like level 3 before you see any major changes. And even then, they're pretty minor. It's just when you have the gun completely full, it's fantastic, but much like a space shooter, it's hard to keep because a single hit just gets rid of it all. See? Round 2? See any difference? Alright, here's the boss. Let's see if I can remember the trick. So if we pause it just right, you can actually just have it take the damage while it's paused. But the trick also works for you as well, so you gotta be careful. Here we go. Here how it's taking damage. Just wait a little bit, and there you go. However, if there's a projectile on you, projectile on you, the same thing applies, so you can just be instantly dead as soon as you unpause it. Which the boss isn't defeated until after you pick up the magic item, which in this case is another gun upgrade. Now what this does, it allows you to shoot through different walls. With the lightning... Now the lightning is really good if you want to shoot anything below. In fact, because I may die, I might as well just show you what the lightning does. As soon as I get this out of the way, so select the lightning, down to B. Aha, see, I was actually able to use it that time. I hate it when that happens. It's one of my pet peeves in gaming, is when there's just no way to avoid damage after going to another room or something. It's one of my pet peeves when it comes to the original Metal Gear in N.E.S. But, I mean, that's probably not really fair to call it that, as it's really more of a butchered port than it is of the original game. The original game belongs to the N.E.S. computer system, which nobody here in the United States had, as far as I know. It was just a Japanese-only thing. Now, let's see, do I go up or down? I forget which. This just leads me back to the world, right? Yep, this is my living. That is the way to go to get to Area 4, I believe, but we want to go to Area 3. So instead, we go down 1, and go over. There's Area 3. Kind of one of the things I just realized. So you can actually see all the little upgrades that you're getting. It kind of points to all these different things and whatnot. And it also gives you the name of the tank. See? Sophia the Third. I wonder what that Nora part means. It's just been a long-standing tradition for some reason to name vehicles after women. I know that's definitely been the case with ships. Those missiles come in quite handy in this area to take care of those little garbage cans. It's better to just take a little damage there than have the bombs explode on you. I think I'm gonna go down, is that right? Yep, this is the way. Yeah, you can just feel the game struggling to remember all this. Now those red worms will give you HOV, which will make sense for the next upgrade. Okay, I need some power. I'm running a little low on life. Which I guess I could also say that in the real world. Nope. Boom. And one more. Come on, give me some. I want those bombs to touch you. Very painful. You're very something. Thank you. No thank you? I don't know if I took a lot of damage there or not. This way, I believe. Yep. This is the way. For anyone that's still holding on to the Ugandan knuckles. Sometimes these kind of things just happen. So the game just stops working. Oh, I don't want to do that all over again. Well, a bit anticlimactic, but I think I'll call it there for this episode. I'll see about getting another game going, so that way there's more than just one. Until next time, keep having fun. In the meantime, does anybody want to resonate?